So we're
We
calling
back.
this, yeah, we are back. We're calling this, we've named our segments now. We're not just going in and giving you random thoughts. Let's call this segment What's on Our Mind, just random tidbits for the week. And I just wanted to start it with, am I the only person that's finding it impossible to stay motivated to work during the summer? Like,
Yeah. No,
I-
that's not a you thing.
oh my God. There's just something about it being high out and like the days
Yeah.
are just nice and you just know it just I think it's like ingrained in us from children that you're not supposed to be
You're
busy
not
right
supposed to be
now.
inside. You're not supposed to be
Yeah.
inside. I think adults should have some break. I don't know why that's not a thing. When I take over the world, that will be one of the first things I put into place, along with the morning starting at 11 a.m. That's just me.
I feel like that's one of those things where like you think it's a good idea because you think you'll be the only one off of work, but the first time you go to Target and it's closed on a Tuesday, you'll be like, what the fuck is
Right.
this? Everyone hates capitalism until they want a fucking latte on a Sunday morning. They're like, what? Who's
Right.
closed? What's going on?
I'll be like, let's go to the movies, y'all. Wait, that's closed.
No, everything's closed. You're not the only one that's off of work if it's shut down for
Right.
everybody.
That is true. The pool will be packed. Yeah, no, I feel you. Like when the sun comes out, when the sun is out, I just have the urge to just do nothing. Like in my head, I'll be like, well, that's an excuse to like slack off because it is summer, so we should not be working right now. Although obviously that would not play in a one-on-one with, with my manager.
No, it's just I know I'm less productive. I just, man, I don't know. I was just
Yeah.
looking out the window today and I was like, I just give anything to be on a patio with a mojito right now. And,
Yeah.
some damsel in a sundress, just shooting shit, hanging out,
Right.
man. I don't want to be in this. Well, I work remote, so there's some privilege in
Same.
that, but I don't have to sit in a stuffy cubicle, but it's just
Yeah.
hard, man. It's just hard. The pool's open. And you go on Instagram and you feel like you're the only motherfucker with a job. And
You really do.
it's like, where are these people?
I be
This
scroll
person's at the
like
beach. This person's going out. This person's at the pool. I'm like, am I the only person that has to
am I
work
the
during the
only one
summer?
that and you just get like super FOMO?
Yeah,
Like,
man, you really do.
yeah.
It's like a
Well,
child.
shit. Yeah, well, yeah, so like my family was at the beach this weekend. I couldn't go because I didn't get the days off. So I literally had FOMO. Like I literally was just like at home dog sitting. I've just been binge watching Love Island for the last 36 hours.
It's just, I mean, it's just really hard because I'm off because Friday's a federal holiday. We're dating the pot, I guess, but Friday's the fourth.
Right.
And so I took off the third. And it was everything in me not to take off tomorrow, man. I just really wanted to close this recording session and be done with responsibilities for the week.
Right.
But
Yep.
I was like, nah, I'm just gonna work tomorrow because I don't really have anything to do. I mean, I have stuff to do, but I'm working remote anyway.
Yeah.
And like, what would I be doing editing the pod anyway? What's
Right.
P taking PTO to edit the pod seems a bit silly, so I'm just gonna work.
Yeah,
But I'm off
that's true.
Thursday, and that 4 day weekend is looking nice, man. So, what are you doing
Nice.
for the
Yeah,
fourth?
I mean I'm off, so I think we're in the group chat talking about doing something
Yeah.
in the streets. So
You
whatever
want
y'all
to
want to do, I'm
do
cool with.
day drinking or you want to go out at night? Because honestly, I'm either
Uh
or.
yeah, I'm kind of either or. It's supposed to be nice out.
Let's look at the weather. It
Yeah, let's
is
see.
90 and sunny now. That's six only. Yeah, yeah, no rain. I mean, it's hot, but it's gonna be hot forever. So
Well, yeah, it's just gonna be a
uh,
hot period.
yeah, you can't
Huh.
escape that. But 90 and sunny. Do a little. We could hit Luis, see do a little patio action.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. Hit up Keller too, see if he's working or whatever.
Yeah, we can.
And he got
Usually he's
and
got
he has
family
the
stuff. So
oh yeah, that's true. And he has the
yeah,
party pool, so if there's we
yeah,
could do that.
that
Um
is true.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
this shit makes you just want to quit because, like, literally, one of my friends, one of my poet homeboys, you know him, he posted his close friends today. He's like, um, when you leave your job, just so you, he's just with no heads up, like,
yeah.
he's like, yep, I'm going to Japan, guys. See you in a couple weeks.
And it's like it's so easy to work hard when it's cold and miserable outside. Like it's just like I don't
Yeah,
care. Like I might as I'm locked in right now. Ain't nothing.
you might as well.
I spent Sunday I get football on Sunday, so I'm like there's some and
Right.
then the rest of the week it's like what else would I be doing? It's cold and miserable out there. But when it's
True.
summertime, man, it's just I'd rather be doing anything in the world than fucking
Anything.
figuring out these Excel spreadsheets. So
And that's the thing too, because it's like there is like in the wintertime you would be busy and everyone's depressed
yeah.
and gaining weight and shit like so there's nothing
Sun
to
goes
do.
down at 4:30, so it's like it's down
Yeah,
before you even get off of work. The sun's down, and it's like,
right.
what am I? I'm not missing anything. You got to get
Correct.
bundled up to leave the crib, and it's just but like summer, it's like man, I could one shower and some shorts, and I'm outside. Like I don't
Yeah,
have to worry about
like
anything.
the sun's not going to go down till 9 o'clock. Like my room's
No.
gonna be bright for another hour still.
And
Yeah,
that
and
window
I
when it's like 7 and the temperature breaks, but the sun's still out, and you're
yes, it's
down and you're
perfect.
outside that little 2 hour window where you got some sunlight and it's not stupid
Even
hot. The temp is broke just a little bit. It's like, man,
yeah,
bottle that up and sell it.
and the worst part about like growing, it sounds super childish, but like growing up and
Yeah.
being an adult is when you realize like you forget how like school's calendars work. So
Yeah.
I'll be like, why are all these kids out
Yeah.
in the street playing and stuff? And I'm like, oh right, it's summer break. Like
And my patio is like literally oversees the apartment park, and all I hear
yeah.
is fun. Just fun from
Just
fucking
fun, fun,
11
fun.
a.m. until I go to the gym. I just hear
Yeah.
people having fun.
Yep.
Mostly kids. They're playing, I'd rather them be outside than sitting playing video games somewhere scrolling
Right.
TikTok. But they're at the park, man. They're throwing the football around. It's just hard. It's like, it
Yeah.
harkens me back to summer. I feel like I'm the kid during summer break on punishment, or like you're grounded
Not
or
really. It
something.
does.
So I just wanted to get it out there. If you feel that way, you are not alone. It
You're not
sucks.
alone. Yeah, really. I'm thinking about actually, wait, I can't get that day off. Damn it. So next Friday, yeah, next Friday we got the Clips album coming out.
Yeah.
Givion's dropping an album, and we got the new Superman coming out. And I really just want to like basically skip school and go to the movies and just do fun shit all day.
Well, I mean, you figure the movie releases Friday, but it's gonna be in theaters Thursday. So you can go see
Thursday,
that Thursday
yeah,
night.
true.
The
Yeah, that's
album
true.
you're probably working from the crib Friday, right?
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
albums you
So
can listen to it,
I'll
yeah,
be
at
playing
work.
that during work
Yeah.
anyway.
So I guess we've just that comes out next Friday, right?
Yeah.
The albums. I was gonna say that's our next
Hmm.
album review, but it can't be. We record,
Yeah.
right? No, yeah, it
Wait,
can't be. It would be after next Tuesday. So
correct. We could do an emergency pod and just record it, like shoot it like day of or day after.
we can do that.
That might go work. Like we did
We
with
can do that.
Sinners.
It depends on how outside we are. Well, I
That
guess
is,
that's
oh yeah,
next
that's also
weekend,
true.
so
Well,
we'll
yeah,
see what happens. Anyways,
yeah, sure.
what you got about podcasting and journalism?
So this conversation got started because Kiki Palmer had a. Did you hear about that thing with her having a podcast interview episode with Jonathan Majors?
Which she killed, right?
And
She didn't
yeah, she
release it.
killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the criticism, obviously, because
Mhm.
of the tone deafness of it,
Can I just interject for one
and
second?
yeah, yeah,
What
sure.
did she think was going to happen when she recorded a podcast with Jonathan
I
Majors?
don't know.
Did she not? Was
You
she
know,
not aware of his charges or something? Like I don't. Like she's like I got backlash, and I'm like, well, I,
duh.
I don't like. It's not like
And in
these were
particular,
secrets.
she right. Well, and I think I don't. Do you know why she got the backlash? Also, was because if she was a victim of
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
also
yeah.
like so, a survivor. Yeah. So
I believe so. I don't think she has identified as that though.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's
And
true.
she
I
gets
think
to
her
tell her
mom might have
story in
came
that
out and
regard. So,
right. Her mom might have came
um,
out and said some things.
that's fair. I mean, I saw the video, but
Right.
I'm very real touchy about that because she gets to tell that part of the story. But
True.
I just wasn't sure what she thought would
What she
happen.
thought
Like,
was going to happen.
I don't have, okay, it's finished. I just want to interject there. So,
No, yeah. Well, we can talk about that too. 'Cause, yeah, so
sure.
she killed the interview, and then she made. I don't know if she started tweeting up. She basically was like, "Yeah, like it. I just wanted to have him hear his story told. Me being a journalist and all stuff like that, whatever." And then everybody was like, just somebody it came a thing on TikTok or Twitter where they were like, anyone having a microphone does not that does not make you a journalist.
That's true.
And this brought me back to that conversation where we had about like, especially in like pop culture and like hip hop journalism, how it's like you just get a camera and mic and people like call themselves journalists even though they
Yeah.
don't have any actual formal training or skill set or what have you to actually do the craft. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to talk about.
Well, let me just say, obviously she killed the podcast, so we'll
Right.
never know. But I got a nagging suspicion there was not some hard-hitting journalism going on in that
Oh
podcast.
yeah,
So, like
no, no.
I don't think she was like,
I've never
asking
seen
him to
her press
explain
anyone.
no, I just maybe there was. I've never heard it, but I'm
Right,
skeptical. Um, no, I think journalism words mean things, and journalists are
right,
that is a trained profession. Does that mean I don't think they should anyone can do an interview, but not everyone can do journalism, and there is a difference. Like I don't
correct,
have a problem with what Shannon Sharp does, but it's
right,
not journalism, and it's not a replacement for journalism either.
correct.
And I think one of the big problems with the NBA is that
Hmm.
the players think that like Player Tribune thing is like a replacement for journalism.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
It's a
like,
supplement.
well, what they don't value is that, us getting to know them helps them as well.
Right.
And often we're the we don't know what's interesting about ourselves. So they think they can just tell we don't need journalists. I can just start a podcast and tell my story.
Right.
But you often need a third party or someone that doesn't know you to bring something out of you that you don't know exists. And
That is
that
true.
and that is interesting. That's what's interesting to people. It's not your fit checks on Instagram. Like that's not
Right.
I already know you're rich and you can wear designer clothing. Like that doesn't, but like,
Right.
I understand
Like
why
we know
people,
you
I wouldn't
work
want,
hard.
correct. And I wouldn't want someone all in my business either asking me personal questions either. But that's what,
Yeah.
what was the book, The Jordan Rules? Like,
Yeah.
that would never
Sam
happen
Smith.
today. Yeah, Sam
Oh,
Smith,
hell no.
RIP.
Hell no.
It would never
He
happen
died?
today.
I
Yeah, I
didn't know
believe
that.
so. I hope I didn't kill the man. Uh,
Yeah, let's just go to this real quick.
um, Sam Smith, author. Nope, he's still with us, 77 years old.
Okay, cool, cool.
Glad to
Okay,
hear from you,
yeah.
Sam. Sorry we're killing you.
Yeah.
Um, like that would never come out today, because Jordan is
Right.
like punching teammates and calling them a dick. But like that became part of the lore, and he became a much more interesting
Right.
figure. But he would never have greenlit that if he had the opportunity to say no. So that's like my
Hell
prime
no.
example of sometimes you don't you don't know what's good for you, and it was
That's
good
a
for
good
him.
point.
So what is your take on it?
Yeah, I think they're two different skill sets. Obviously, like journalists are, if you're gonna ask someone to just start a podcast rip, a journalist is better at it than any other profession, in my
Correct.
opinion.
Correct.
Especially depending on the nature of the podcast. That obviously is, a different kind of thing. But yeah, like I think case in point, the Joe Budden podcast, like adding Mark Lamont Hill, he's been on the podcast for what, like all of 8 months, maybe something like that,
Yeah.
and he's far and away the best on the show
Like I don't even
because
watch
he
the
has a
show.
journalistic background.
Correct. I don't even watch the show, and his clips make me interested in the show way more.
Correct.
It brings in a different type of audience. Like I would give if you told me, "Hey, Mark Lamont Hill is on this episode," I'm far more likely to
Right.
click play on that because like my favorite podcasts are journalism podcasts. The Ezra Klein Show, Chris
Mhm.
Hayes, Why Is This Happening? I just like my tone, like the podcasts I like tend to be more structured and more serious, and that's not doesn't make me better or anything, but like it's just
Right.
different. And so him bringing Mark Lamont Hill on there exposes him to an audience that's different than some people just want people to shoot the shit. Like Shannon Sharp is a very successful podcaster.
Yes.
And like there's just it's not right or wrong, it's just different. So
Yeah, that's very true. I think like I listen to pretty much any our variety of comedian and podcasts in particular. Um, I think you have to know where to get what from and who
yeah.
to get what from. Like I love Gil's Arenas podcast because they give, all the behind the scenes stories of like the plane stories and the fights and the locker room shit and breaking down the game on certain occasions, stuff like that. They all know each other, so they'll tell the stories about free agency, who was supposed to sign with who, why who didn't join what team, that sort of thing. That's always really cool. Like, obviously I listen to Joe Budden podcast. So he breaks down the music industry. He's like a guru at breaking that shit down and breaking down lyrics and like he called this like the Drake industry. He called that shit like 3, 4 years ago on the spot. He's like, yeah, it's coming. It's on the way. It's going to happen. Whether one of them wants to do it or not, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. The tea leaves are there, and he was right. And he looked crazy for 3 years, but eventually he was right. And I think like for example, like a interview show I watch, it's actually they're not journalists, but it's called Actors on Actors, where actors
Yeah.
interview each other. And in theory, you wouldn't think an actor would be a good interview, but because they're interviewing actors on the specific craft of acting, it's some of the best shit you'll ever see.
Yeah.
And it's like actors that you wouldn't expect to be put together in a room have this like crazy chemistry. They talk about like, behind the scenes stuff, what did you do for this take? How did you break down the script, the subtext of the scene? What was it like on the day, that sort of stuff.
Well, it's disarming when you're talking to a peer, right? Like your
Correct.
guard is not
Yes,
as up.
exactly.
So that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, they do a directors on directors too. It's pretty dope also. So I don't know if you ever heard of that. I think it's shot by I want to say Variety or Hollywood Reporter, one of the two. That's
It's
one of my
called
favorite YouTube
Actors on
channels.
Actors and Directors on Directors.
Hmm.
I have to check it out. I've never even heard of them.
Yeah, it's super dope.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, I mean, time and place for everything.
Yeah,
To tie it back to Kiki Palmer, I don't have a problem with her interviewing him.
right.
I think like obviously what he did was wrong. The court of law proved
Of
what he did
course.
was wrong. But I don't believe in giving the death penalty for everything.
True.
Like keep it like obviously he had his day in court. He was convicted. He's gonna do whatever he needs to do with that. And he went away
Right.
for a few years and he dropped a movie and the movie flopped. And like I don't have a problem with someone bringing him on the podcast. I don't think that's a stain on her character or her credibility.
Yeah.
Um, and
I think it was
so
just the tone deafness that was the most shocking, considering she's quite media savvy. I'm
yeah.
sure it's gone through extreme media training and PR
Well, I mean, these things
tutelage.
don't. It's not like he pulled up to a crib and was like, "Hey, you got a mic?" Like these things are set up. These things are
Right.
planned. Like these.
Yeah.
Like
Somebody
at one
edited it.
point, did no one, a producer,
Think
a friend, like, "Hey, have
right.
you read the news?"
At all.
Like it's just
And yeah, and with her specifically, because I saw a lot of journalists, particularly women journalists, being criticized heavily for having him on their show. Like Sherry Shepherd got killed
yeah,
for it. What was the other show he was on? I can't remember another journalist show or another show he was on, but he was on the talk show and doing this did the whole rehab thing, whatever, and they got criticized too. But it's like with Kiki Palmer in particular, it's it was the incident with her
yeah,
ex situation.
correct.
And then she also was the first person to come out and speak out against Trey Songz, so
Yeah,
like she was uh dubbed as an advocate, which I still very much believe she is,
yeah.
of like women's rights and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't know how she thought that would be received. I'm really shocked by her being shocked by that.
But what if she said, "I'm at work"? Like
Yeah.
I think a lot, especially in progressive
Or Les
circles,
did
they
say that in her
think,
tweet.
yeah, but like I think it like especially in progressive circles they want activism to bleed into your job and
Right.
what happens is you get mission creep and your message gets muddled but like it's I
Hmm.
don't have a problem with her being a personal advocate for whatever causes she wants in her personal time
Right.
and then interviewing you know Jonathan Majors has a major rollout for a movie and this is like no like
Hmm.
my producers my publishing company they said hey we got this big interview and you got to do it and it's my job
Right.
like I'm not one of those people who believe that your job, the things you do and your duties at work have to perfectly align with your personal
Right.
values and sensibilities all the time. And I don't know if that's the
Yeah.
reason she said, but if she gave me that reason, I would be like,
Yeah.
okay,
She
I
brought up the
mean,
point.
you're a job. That's your
Yeah,
job.
right. She did bring up the point like there are people that interview serial killers and they
Yeah.
don't get criticized, which is true. I think if memory serves, I don't want to speak out of turn, but if memory serves, there was a clip that went out of the interview,
Yeah.
and I think it was in like a celebratory tone or a sympathetic tone to the conversation. I think that was what uh sparked the outrage.
Fair. But I mean, you clip for the podcast, you clip things that are going to grab attention.
Yeah,
Like,
for
like
sure, of
that's
course,
like you,
100%.
and if you
Yeah,
want the full context of the conversation, you have to listen to the hour. And like
that is true.
you can cut up 45 seconds of an hour-long conversation and do anything with it. So, and I doubt
True.
she's even handling the promo or the production or
Yeah,
the producing of her podcast. And so
that
I
is
never
true.
really judge anything by the clips because
Yeah,
because we do this, I know the difference between how something sounds in a 45-second clip and how something sounds stretched out over a 40-minute conversation. So,
right. I
um,
actually had learned that over the weekend. I posted the clip of us where you asked me if it was Jordan Peele a one hit
yeah.
wonder. It was literally a 54-second clip. So I posted on TikTok, right? And I go to the comments and I'm like, oh, cool, we're getting some engagement. And then people, they were like, look at this, a bunch of no-hit wonders calling out a one-hit wonder. And then some
Damn.
guy was like, this guy was like, and I was like, well, you're commenting on it, so thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And then this guy was like, because remember how I talked about you were like, is he one hit wonder? And I was like,
Yeah.
well, of the movies that he's directed and written and produced himself, I was like, well, Get Out was great. Nope, I didn't like Us, and
Yeah.
Nope, I heard was mid or bad, and because I said I heard it was bad, they were just like, "Oh, you're gonna say you heard it, but you didn't see the movie?" And it's like, okay, well, that wasn't the movie we were reviewing.
Yeah.
The title is in the description, and you clearly heard the question I was answering. Like,
Yeah.
let's use our
I asked
context
the
clues here.
question. Also, neither of us actually said it was true yet.
Actually, said that he was a one hit
We
wonder.
simply posited the theory and said he has one more movie.
Right.
Did they listen to and that's the problem. Furthermore, we spent the whole hour of the movie review begrudgingly coming to the conclusion that the movie
Right.
was bad because we respect him. I
Right.
it took me years to come to the conclusion that that movie wasn't good. In fact, in that clip, I said I think I left the movie the first time I saw it.
And
Um,
we're defending was
we're
defending it.
defending it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
t-
And we whenever we blow up, we still want to have him on this podcast. So
correct.
it's no
Also,
beef.
no beef whatsoever. And the next movie, he could knock it out of the park and he would be batting
Which we hope
500.
happens.
Correct.
Yeah.
But no, like, is he Quentin Tarantino? Is he Christopher Nolan? Is he Spike Lee? No, I'm
As
sorry.
of right now, no.
Like,
So
but he was gassed
we
that
love Chris,
way.
and only not even that. We love Christopher Nolan. We reviewed Memento.
Yeah.
That shit was trash.
Yes. Yes. And
Like
we trashed it. Dark Knight Rises, the last hour of that movie fell apart. Look, I don't know what to tell you. None of the third act of that movie made no sense whatsoever. And I literally, I don't think Christopher Nolan's his last 10 movies, none of them have been bad. So,
yeah,
you know, anyone can get it, man. If it's trash, we're gonna call it trash.
right.
I'm not pulling punches. I'm sorry.
Right. In the words of that viral clip from I think it was like one of the White House shows, that's my opinion.
Speaking of iconic figures that we gotta have a conversation about, you think Nas is opening a casino?
I did see that. I did see that.
Which let me just say, I'll be brief. I don't actually have a problem with him opening a casino. It's a free
Right.
country, capitalism.
Yeah.
Go make your money, man. You don't, it's legal, you make it. But when you
Yeah.
pitch it as some sort of philanthropic effort, he's like, I want to build affordable housing so the employees can live there and I guess be feudal servants. I don't know. It's like, like I said, man, like make your money, do whatever, but don't pitch it like as like giving back to the community because
Yeah.
honestly, I can't think of many worse things to, to give back to the community than a fucking
Then
casino.
gambling. Yeah. Right. Let's get people who are prone to addictive personalities more addictions.
I saw someone say you might as well hand out crack popsicles. Like it's,
Right.
it's like,
Right.
you're
Here's
giving
something
back to the
else you need to
community
cope
by
from.
opening a casino. Give me a
Yeah,
break.
man, like that. Listen, and I'm all for celebrities getting their money, but
Yeah,
there's nothing more disingenuous than when when like rappers get like really really rich and
yeah,
then they position themselves posture themselves as like Gordon Gecko types,
yeah.
and then the shit they're selling is like detrimental to the community, which is fine because it's your choice to not to or to not to buy or not to buy, but it's just funny like sell that as like, yeah, I'm a mogul now, so go ahead and buy that liquor.
Yeah. Black excellence is just niggas trying to sell us liquor.
Like literally, that's it.
That's all it is.
I don't know. I got a question for you off the cuff. So, what do you think black people have commercialized more? The concept of black love, like black celebrity relations being goals,
Yeah.
or black excellence, which is just white proximity.
Black excellence for sure. I remember when there was a whole fucking civil rights campaign about getting like Spike Lee an Oscar. And look, I love
Yeah,
Spike
yeah,
Lee. God bless. I'm not losing any sleep over you not having an Oscar, man. Like, like you're fine.
yeah.
If I'm gonna fight
Now
the man, it's gonna
that,
you're way at the back of this line, man. I'm sorry.
yeah, I feel you.
I mean,
The
it was
memes
just
were
this.
great though.
Oh yeah. But it
The
was just
memes were
this
great.
whole
Oscar so white.
ordeal. It was this whole ordeal and this whole viral
Yeah.
campaign, and I'm just like, y'all. So just a bunch of one percenters, 1% black people can win an award that they're gonna hang in a trophy case and like
Mhm.
never talk. That just what was gained. So Spike Lee got his Oscar, Beyonce got
Yeah.
her Grammy, and what happened for us?
Who like did that get anybody who
No,
killed a black kid in the street like
no.
any sort of justice? Like, how did that help us?
And again, that's not to say they have to be, Martin Luther King or Fred Hampton. It's
Right,
just that don't
right.
position your personal industry beefs as like a black America
Yeah,
problem.
man. I love Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z, but him, the whole like Basquiat cosplaying with the hair and then the
Yeah.
pseudo Pan-Africanism.
I'll
It
never
just
forget when the nigga bought Title and tried to make it about like black owned businesses.
no,
I was like, "Hope I
that
love
shit was
you,"
ridiculous.
but
That
you
shit
you
was
you
insane.
you're losing me, man. Like
And by
he's
the
like,
way, I had Tidal. That app was trash.
I had the free trial.
I had the free
But
trial.
the UI was not great. I mean, it was like 10 years
Yeah,
ago, but
eventually, I paid for it because there was that period where Kanye had Life of Pablo on there, and that
yeah,
was the only service he had it on. So I was
yeah,
like, okay, well, fuck, I'll keep it for that album, whatever. But yeah, no, yeah, that was crazy how he was like, this is revolutionary,
yeah.
and it was just him, Cole, and Marshmello on stage with Madonna selling us a streaming service.
That's it. That's it.
That
He was
shit was
like, "It's
nuts.
black excellence. Support black owned businesses." Like the nigga selling Jamaican beef patties or something.
Right.
Like,
Like he got a taco truck.
Right, you need a fucking break, man. Just, it's, just start your shit and sell it, man. Don't try
And we will
to.
buy it because we fuck with you.
Yeah, that's all you need. We fuck with you, and that's really all you need.